Welcome, Sunil Bhandari, Supriya Newar. Thank you so much for joining us today at the second session of Poetry Cafe with your presentation, The Lonely City, poems in English, Urdu, and Hindi. These two people who are sitting in front of us today are, by all accounts, rather unlikely poets. I say unlikely because Sunil Bhandari has been a corporate executive all his life, and he calls himself actually an accidental corporate executive, and more of his soul is involved with poetry. And Supriya Newar, again, is a communications consultant, though she also writes on travel, and she is also a poet by love and, the labor of the heart. So I welcome both of you today, and please do share your poems with us.
Thank you so much, Anju. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. This is the third time I'm here, and it's incredible to see what it has become and to see the multi-city proceedings which now Value of Words has started on. So thanks, Ms. Chopra. It's been an absolute pleasure to be a part of it in this journey. Supriya and I are really happy to be here presenting this slightly unusual theme, which is called the Lonely City. Can you hear me loud and clear? Yeah, perfect. Okay, great. So let me start with a Choto actor story. When I think of a lonely city, I remember sitting in a railway station a fairly long time back, waiting for my mother's train to come. It was a sunny winter day, and I had a book which I was really enjoying reading, and I was sitting enjoying dipping into it. After a while, an elderly man came and sat beside me. He was old, very gracious, and he started a conversation with me. I was pleasant for a while, but I was dying to go back to my book. So my answers progressively became short and precise, and after a while a little rude. I didn't want to talk. He got the message, and after a while he quietly got up and with a smile walked away. I've never stopped feeling ashamed for my rudeness, for my unkindness. Nor have I ever forgotten how I felt the pressure of his loneliness hit my chest. It was like a force field. It was overwhelming, and it was unmeetable. His attention, his need for attention was something which I was not able to bear. All he wanted to do was to be heard, to be seen, to be touched, and I could not give that small thing to him. He was a lonely man in a teeming city, and for me, that defined a lonely city in a very small way. So today, Supriya and I, we are gonna take various aspects of loneliness in a city, in love, in sex, in a kitchen. Of course, the one with the sex will be right at the end, so you'll have to stay back right to the end, please. So, Supriya, so now, what's in your heart?
First of all, thank you. Thank you all. Lovely to be here. And thank you, Anjum, for having us. It's, poetry done on screen and online is just not the same without eye contact. So I can bear the masks, but the eyes talk to each other. Before I share a poem of mine, this gentleman and this episode that you had reminds me of, I'm sure many of you are familiar, these are not my words. वो शहर यार के बोल थे गमन मूवी की, सीने में जलन आँखों में तूफान सा क्यों है, और इस शहर में हर शख्स परेशान सा क्यों है. क्या है, दिल है तो धड़कने का बहाना कोई ढूंढे, पत्थर की तरह बेहसो बेजान सा क्यों है।
Wow.
एनीवे ये वाव उनके लिए है, शहरयार के लिए। इन्होंने किचन की बात की। एज यू ऑलरेडी हर्ड, वील बी स्ट्रैडलिंग लैंग्वेजेस, इंग्लिश, हिंदी, उर्दू, एंड trying to see what we have for you on the theme. Yeah. The first poem I'm going to share with you is about a kitchen. Now, how does loneliness feature in a kitchen? So I would request all of you to shut your eyes for a moment and think of the kitchens of yore, maybe when our families were larger, multi-generational even. And the kitchen was a crazy affair, okay? It never shut down in our homes. And versus today's kitchens, which are more gadgeted, these were, bustling with human activity. So this is just to give you a preamble. The poem is in Hindi Urdu. There could be some words that some of you might grapple with. Don't worry about those. Just try and get the flavors and the essence. It's called chauka. Chauka is kitchen, as you know. चौका कहते थे उसको, किसी और नाम से तो कभी पुकारा नहीं। किचन वो क्या होता है, वो किसी और के घर में होता होगा, हमारे यहाँ तो चौका ही था। चौका और उसका वह एक सगा चूल्हा, चूल्हा भूखा रहता था, बोरियां भर कोयले और लकड़ी डकार जाता था। क्यों न हो, खटता जो था मानो उसको सुबह से रात तक फुर्सत ही नहीं होती थी। फुर्सत, सच पूछे तो चौके में फुर्सत नाम की कोई चीज़ थी ही नहीं। जाने क्या आपाधापी लगी रहती थी। कहीं गेहूं की पिसाई हो रही है तो कहीं मन भर रोटियां सिक रही है, कहीं सील बट्टे पर मसाले पिसे जा रहे हैं तो कहीं सब्जियां काटी जा रही है, कहीं बिलोना हो रहा है तो कहीं ब्राह्मणी बैठ के जीम रही है। चौके के एक तरफ एक सामान घर या भंडार हुआ करता था। वो भंडार हमारे लिए तो कम से कम किंग सोलोमन की गुफाओं से कम नहीं था। 3-3, 4-4 फीट के लंबे चौड़े कनस्तर और बरनियां, छोटे डब्बों में तो सिर्फ ऊपर के ताक पर मेवा होता था, ड्राई फ्रूट्स। कुछ चांदी की थालियां भी थी, पर वो बाकी बर्तनों से दूर गोदरेज के सेफ में महफूज रहती थी। बाकी बर्तन तो हमारे ही तरह सुबह सवेरे नहा धोकर तरोताज़ा हो जाया करते थे। साबुन का प्रचलन कम ही था, गंगा जी की मिट्टी से घिसाई होती थी। मसाले इतने रंगों के, इतने ढंगों के हो सकते हैं, ये वाकई हैरत की बात थी। लाल, पीले, हरे, अपने अपने भांड में कैद। ऐसा लगता था हर मसाला हमारे किसी आसपास के शख्स से मिलता जुलता है। लाल मिर्च वह जिससे डर लगे, शक्कर वह जो कभी मन को खारा न होने दे, अमचूर वह जो हंसता रहे, गुदगुदाता रहे। चौके के दिन हमारे स्कूल के कैलेंडर के दिन से बिल्कुल अलग होते थे। कभी 11 एकादशी आ जाती थी तो कभी छोटी बड़ी तीज, कभी श्रावण का सोमवार तो न जाने कभी कौन सा मंगल या शुक्र। खैर जो भी हो, हमारे लिए अहम बात बस इतनी सी ही थी कि भगवान को लगाए हुए पकवान हमारे टिफिन तक पहुंच जाए। खाने पीने के नियम कहीं लिखे तो नहीं थे, पर बरसों तक थे वही। केले के बड़े बड़े पत्तल लाल फर्श पे बिछ जाते थे और एक पंगत सी लग जाती थी। महाराज थालियों में गरम गरम घी के चुपड़े फल के परोस देता था। चप्पल पहन के चौके में प्रवेश करना सख्त मना थी। यह बात कभी किसी ने बताई नहीं, बस अनायास ही हमारे तहजीब का हिस्सा हो चली। और खाना जूठा छोड़ने पर डांट पड़ती थी। कहा जाता था, कितने लोग हैं जिनको खाना पूरा नहीं मिलता, भाई जितना लो पर जूठा मत डालो। बहुत ज़्यादा पूजा पाठ वाला घर नहीं था, पर एक तुलसी की क्यारी हमेशा एक किनारे होती थी। कोई न कोई उन्हें रोज जल चढ़ा देता था, और भोग लगाना हो तो 2 व्यंजन पर 2 पत्तियां तुलसी की चढ़ा देता था। ऐसा तो मुमकिन ही नहीं था कि कोई घर आए तो कम से कम भोजन या चाय नाश्ता किए लौट जाए, फिर वो कोई भी क्यों ना हो। बाजार से खाना, यह कौन सी आफत थी। तौबा तौबा, घर पर कौन सी मुसीबत आन पड़ी है कि बाजार से खाना लाना पड़े। ज़रा करीब से देखो तो उस चौके में ऐसी कोई बात नज़र नहीं आती थी कि उसके तरफ कोई खिंचा चला आए। सारे वक्त मक्खियाँ भिनभिनाती रहती थी और कभी कभी उस बड़े से सामान घर में एक छोटा सा चूहा घुसकर अफरा तफरी मचा देता था। शोरो गुल से भरा, आठों प्रहर जागता वह चौका अपने आप में विचित्र संसार था। नाउ द लोनलीनेस बिट फॉर यू टू सी। कभी कभी सोचती हूँ कि मेरे आज के अपने इस फ्लैट को मैंने बहुत प्यार से संवारा है, सुसज्जित किया है, रंग रूप दिया है। हाँ, मेरे चौके में सिर्फ रेफ्रिजरेटर के धीमे से चलने की ध्वनि सुनाई देती है। मेरा चौका अब कम बोलता है।
Wow. That was gorgeous, really.
Thank you so much, Sunil. I know for a fact that this city has given our poet Sunil several highs
And lows.
and sighs. Will you take us
Okay.
through some of your highs
Yes,
and sighs?
I will. So sometimes I think there's nothing lonelier than a heartbroken lover who's walking through the city, seeing the places which he's visited with his erstwhile lover. So this one is called A City Made of Our Sighs. I still search the city for signs of you. It should have been enough to know you breathe somewhere across, but the restless heart seeks dawn at midnight, and every house with its lights on could be a place where you might be looking up at a stranger's face and kissing him full and asking him the way you asked me, is this the start or the start of an end? This crumbling city, surely made in part by our sighs, has our souls' sticky notes, bookending its unknown tales, the time we restrained and the time we let go. Shouldn't every lover have a museum built of a city? Shelves laid out with corners of ecstasy and rooms full of wounds. We were a secret the nights folded onto, misting the windows as we kissed. Why is love a city discoverer, finding places where shadows go long? I will walk on the bridge you loved so much and revel in the ship's mournful horns. I will see the mist where the river turns and know that's where every love story ends. I will see the mist where the river turns and know that's where every love story ends. Thanks. So now, Supriya, a poem on sound, stillness, aloneness, something from you.
So this one, very short one in English, also related to a home. It's called The Flickering Candle. A flickering candle hanging from my window sill, a hungry gecko combing the walls, its daily drill. A new moon yawning its way into the horizon. Was that a shooting star or just my imagination? Warm lights and the scent of lavender after a day of earnest labor. I'm in the mood to gently savor, to tune into music that tugs at my heartstrings. Each voice talks to me, such joy each one brings. I'll never know any of them ever in person, but if voices are any measure, then their every nuance and tone, every chord they strike, hits right home. Meanwhile, my meal's gonna get ready. My cooker did whistle. I'd better switch off the music and begin to settle. Isn't it amazing how some sounds can create stillness? Perhaps those are the ones we call music. Someday, when you've had enough of all the noise all around, come home, I'll serve you my stillness, I'll play you my sounds.
Wow, that is wonderful. Acha,
I
isn't
mean
there?
that's an open invitation. If you're interested in my stillness and me playing my sounds.
Isn't there a Gulzar song which you keep humming on this?
I'm not going to hum that today. You're talking about Gharonda.
Garonda, yes.
It of course is, you know, it is the genius of somebody like Gulzar, and I think Gharonda, एक अकेला इस शहर में. So if any of you've seen the film, you know, it's a beautifully picturized song where Amol Palekar and Zarina Wahab, they are, you know, they are imagining their home that's going to come up, and it's an under construction site. And they're prancing from one floor to the other, and the song is दो दीवाने शहर में रात में या दोपहर में आबोदाना ढूंढते हैं आशियाना ढूंढते हैं. And then the same lonely version of the same words. Look at the genius. एक अकेला इस शहर में रात में या दोपहर में आबोदाना ढूंढता है आशियाना ढूंढता है. So that
So
is
we are 2 minutes. So shall we sell my
yeah,
Calcutta? So
yeah,
let me-
absolutely.
yeah.
You can't not do your Calcutta poem.
Yeah, I know. So, you know, one of the things which I have found is toughest to write is about a city which you love, which you fall in love more every day, and which breaks your heart at every turn, because that's what Calcutta is really. So, last poem, Anjum, yeah? This one is called Calcutta, a Lover's Epitaph. There is no other place for me. Calcutta's streets have been mapped by my heart, and I can stop anywhere and tell you stories of when I was a child and a city a youth, of when I grew up and the city refused. But in its heart now lie crumbling memories of all who grew tired of waiting for its mornings to burst out into light. Even as I sit on the curb and sip tea from earthen teacups grafted from its steam. I'm still a lover, though in the shadow of its decaying facades and tired cathedrals, waiting for its glory to emerge from its cemeteries the way a strand of grass cracks open a gravestone. I have invested too much of myself into this city, into the bloodstream of its roads, too much pain, too much sweat, too much semen, too much poetry to now say, I abandoned you. But I despair of this city, this lover. Doesn't it owe me anything? But it lurches from one wound to another as if life's expositions are lesser, not written in scars. Now I feel abandoned. This city's faithfulness is now not of the senses. It is a disembowelment of my belief. And if in that deceit lies its definition, it is also the epitaph to my irreparably broken heart.
In any case, what does one say after an epitaph? Yeah.
There.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
so
much. Thank you
much.
so
Thank
much.
you so much.
Okay.
Thank you
Bye bye.
both. That was a lovely, sort of relaxed, interflowing session, and it was wonderfully done. Thank you both, Sunil and Supriya. We have with us the Intercultural Poetry and Performance Library. This is an organization in Calcutta